Um, oh my god, it is why. Are you serious? Okay. It looks like the stream is running into issues again. Oh, I don't know how it looks on everyone else's end. It does not look that great on my end. I don't think it'll look good on your end either. I move everything around. Yeah, ooh, it stutters. I have a new mic, so it's actually my voice. It looks fine. Hold on. Just to be sure, let me go on my phone. Maybe it's because of my second monitor. So I have a new mic and everything. No, boo-hoo, Chiefy. This is my actual voice. Let me just move around to see how this looks on the phone. It's okay. It could be better. Alright. Well, if you guys can tolerate it, then that's good. It's decent. I'll have to look into it to improve it again later on. So this game, I won't be able to talk about it too much. You're just gonna see building process of it now, but it's an open world game. It's just all building right now. I'm not gonna get into the details of the game because I don't want to have a repeat of Specter 2 where we mention stuff and then it doesn't even come to the game because, you know, yeah, it was not done properly. I'm still pissed about Specter 2. I'm not happy with how it turned out. The development was so rushed in its final month. It could have turned out so much better. I kept begging for the bugs to be fixed. I'm like, come on, we have 8,000 players. We can still get this working. But it all fell apart. I mean, we saw what happened. Village took a month to release. It was supposed to release a week or two after the game released. And God. So that happened. And I can't do much either. I'm just a builder. So it sucks seeing that. It would have been nice, but scripting wise, it was a mess. It was a mess. It started off so strong. We had high hopes, and it just was messed up. We ran into the issue with Roblox. Then we ran into the issue with the actual game's code, and everything just screwed up. It's annoying. So now we're gonna work on a new game. I'm working. The freeze tag update is being worked on. It's just right now. So the reason why it's not doing so great right now, we didn't want to push it into people's mouths. So we didn't want to force freeze tag fully if it wasn't great. We announced it, it released, but we got a lot of feedback. So we're like, okay, we're gonna slow down. We're gonna work on this update. And just to be sure, if this update goes well, then we'll fully pump it out. The update should be done soon for freeze tag. I don't have an estimate for when freeze tag's update will be done because the developers are in college. It's a whole new development team, so just give them a little break. They're working hard. They're trying to fit it in, but they're also trying to fit in class schedule. They have spring break coming up soon, so there's a high chance it'll be finished. And then with this game, it's currently low polys and I working on it. So you're just gonna see the building side. I'm not gonna show any gameplay as of now because like I said, I don't want a repeat of Specter 2. I want to show the finished product. You can see the building phases. I'm completely fine with that, but showing the finished product, we're gonna wait on that. So the point of this stream, I highly doubt I'll finish it all today, but I want to optimize the building. So right now we have these stripes. Oh my god. It was perfectly fine. Yeah, no, the lag kind of gets it. No, Specter 1 I would say is as buggy as Specter 2. So many people just... I think a lot of you are blinded by nostalgia. There are so many things in Specter 1 that are completely broken just in Specter 2, but no one wants to be like, yeah, nah. It's like they're both a mess. The reason why we made a Specter 2 was to improve, to make the game's code cleaner. It did not work. So that happened. So let me just clarify, where are all the white stripes? Because I want to make sure. Alright, they're there. Yeah. It is. I don't know how it looks on stream, but it is on top. Hold on. I'm gonna really quick adjust this really quick. The stream will reload really quick. Okay, I am back. I believe the quality is a bit lowered, but on my end, it's a bit more smoother. It was getting really annoying to move around. So, the only thing I'll say about this game is we're trying to make it optimized for mobile and everything. And because of that, I need to redo some of these roads. And so that's the point of this stream. It's not going to be eventful. It's going to be replacing all this to ensure that, as a whole, right now it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking end product wise, I want to see a better performance on this game. And so I need to start off early. I have no idea how this game will work on like low-end devices yet. But that is something we're keeping in mind. We want this game to look great, but we also want it to run really well on most devices. We want this to be playable on almost everything. So we're working on it, and this is the first step you're gonna see. It's literally just replacing these road lines, and it's gonna be a drag. I already did the yellow lines. Yeah, I want to make this game very good in performance. I don't. There's been too many mistakes that happen. Specter 2 was a big disappointment for me. I'm still mad about it. Yeah, I'm sad that we won't get to continue Specter 2, because I had some cool story stuff that I wanted to man, getting to see that in action would have been awesome for some of them. Oh well, I can always find another way. I don't think I'm gonna go to RDC this year. I have RDC is a drag for me. I just have no reason. I don't know. If I had a lot of money, which I don't right now, it's just not worth it. I don't see the point of RDC for me anymore. Just to be sure, this is the right one. Yeah. So, I don't think I'll do RDC this year. I'm hoping, like, it would be nice to go to RDC, but I just see no point. Like I said, I would need a lot of money. I'm done with horror games for now. I don't think you'll see a horror game from Periodic Games for a while. We're kind of sick of it, and a lot of horror games require pathfinding. And we despise pathfinding, in case a lot of you don't know yet. It is terrible. It is so annoying to work with. But yeah, this game, it's gonna be open world and everything. We can't really just get good at pathfinding. It's how Roblox works and everything. It's annoying, especially when you have a game like Specter where the pathfinding has to be dynamic. The ghost isn't just walking around; it has to interact with the map. It starts to add unnecessary things. Now, if it was a preset pathfinding, Yeah, sure. That's not hard. That's really easy to get good at. But when something has to move around the map and interact with it, it starts to really become an issue. We can't do preset pathfinding for a game like Specter because then it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Most people think that, oh no, it'll work. It won't work the way you think it will. It doesn't do the job that it's supposed to do. Preset pathfinding is, for example, let's say you have NPCs around the map, and you want an NPC to walk around. There'd be a preset pathfinding here, and then they could walk around here and all that. Whereas dynamic pathfinding, the NPC would be able to walk anywhere. So if the player was here and the NPC was here, if it was preset, the NPC would have to go through here and here. They couldn't just cut it diagonal. That's what Specter does and everything. It tries to cut corners because if the ghost just walked in a full straight path, no one would ever die. But as you guys see, we still run into issues. It's not perfect. Like I said, I don't want to deal with the horror game for a while. I'm not saying that I'm done with it, but I'll take a break from horror games. Because especially when I have to design a map to make sure it works with pathfinding, it is atrocious, it is annoying, and I hate it. Whereas working on a map like this, a big city, I can have a complete blast. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about pathfinding and all that. So, that's going to be nice. I have no intentions of updating any Specter. Especially kind of kills my vibe when, you know, all of a sudden I release a new map and everyone's like, okay, well, lazy update. Should I just never release an update in the first place? Okay. So Season 4, at least for Spectre 2, is my last update. That's my last contribution. Unless things were to change, I don't see myself coming back to Spectre. I have to work on other projects, and I've been kind of slacking on this project recently. Kind of missed our goal for prototype, but it's fine. No, not every single building will be enterable. A lot of buildings in this map will be given an illusion that there is an inside, but there isn't. But there will be some buildings you can't enter. So true. Need ray tracing. Oh boy. Mimic is a completely different horror game. The one horror game that did surprise me was Doors. That one just came out of nowhere. That one, they did some good work on Doors. Did I? Okay, no. Oh, this is the most... This part is so boring, but... to ensure this game actually runs at the best it can, I do need to do this. So, the idea I'm doing here is... Right now... So there's triangle counts and everything. Right now... I've already replaced all the yellow lines. I still have to do the white lines, but right now the goal is all the past lines in the past, they all were 12 triangles, and I think when added up every single line, I think it was like 100,000 triangles in total, which starts to become kind of an issue when all of a sudden these buildings will eventually get detailed. It becomes a real big issue. Whereas these new lines that I'm using, they removed extra faces, extra triangles that aren't needed since you only need a view of the top and everything. There's no side to it. So because of that, it should help boost performance. So it's getting rid of unnecessary triangles that aren't needed. I have no idea when this game's being released. Again, I don't want to repeat another Specter 2. We're just gonna announce it. We're gonna announce the gameplay and whatever when the time comes. That's it. We're taking our time with this. We want to explore cool ideas and everything. Oh my god, there's so many lines. I already did this one, right? Yes. That won't be too difficult. So true, aerophobes. Spectre 2 based on Blair. That's another issue, is a lot of the ghost hunting genre games are kind of just, they're dying out slowly. A lot of interest has been lost in a lot of these games. Though I'm still mad about Spectre 2, because Spectre 2 could have had a way better launch. If the bugs were actually fixed in the first week and, you know, not left broken, that would have been really nice. Or if Village was actually finished when it was supposed to be, would have also been nice. Oh my god. Oh, I hate navigating through all these folders right now. If there's one thing I wish I made another map before Village was made. But I took a break before after we released Spectre 2, because I already was planning on Castle. I'm like, okay, Castle will release after Village. It'll release next month. Castle and Village released at the same time. That was not the plan, ever. Not once. Not once was that supposed to be the plan. The plan was Village releases first, then Castle, because it would be a 2-week wait. So I wish I made another map. But in hindsight, I didn't know that, you know, low polys wouldn't finish Village, because I'm like, I saw the progress on Village. I'm like, okay, I could see it be done in 2 weeks. It wasn't. So that happened. And then, in my opinion, Castle also was just rushed because I saw Village. Ooh, Village was becoming an issue, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to downplay Castle, and I didn't take my sweet time with it. It had such a good start, but when I saw Village, because there was even the point where Village wasn't even supposed to come out with Castle. It was supposed to be Castle and then Village, but then Village came out with Castle at the same time. It screwed up my entire plan that I originally had, so oh well. Yeah, I did this side already. Personally, I think Castle, while the exterior and I think the layout is fine and everything, I think the interior could have used a lot more detail. But again, like I said, from what I saw, Castle was not gonna make it in time, and I'm like, okay, not Castle, Village, and I'm like, okay, I'll have to probably rush not Village, Castle a bit. So that happened. Castle could have been better. I know a lot of people were not a fan of Village, especially with the expectations that were put. Because the way Village was hyped, everyone was like, ooh, this map, it's gonna be like the next big map and everything. It was not. I just wish, if I could go back in time, I wish we never made Specter 2. Because now when we talk about it, it's like, yeah, there's so much that went wrong. And I think it was Loris that said perhaps it would have just been better to redo Specter 1, even if we broke the game. It would have been better for Specter 1 to be more of a mess for a month, and then end up like Specter 2 where it's actually playable. Whatever. But instead, that happened. No, I don't plan to stream on Twitch, because since I stream on an ultra wide, it's just it doesn't work on Twitch. There's a limit to it. No, I did not do that one yet. The worst part is trying to keep track of this. It's the little details that matter. And performance. Let's replace this road. The only thing I will ever transfer over from the Specter series is just the lore. Because there's a lot of stuff that could be done with it. The whole idea was anyway for Specter 2 to just split the Specter lore away from it. It was to move it away. I didn't want to... I feel like the lore could have just moved on in other places. Like, it would be nice to stream on Twitch, but like I said, it doesn't work with my streaming setup. I do need to replace this goddamn GPU because it clearly is not doing its job. AMD hardware. Oh man, I might just have to get a 4090 at this point, or 4080. I could take any damn GPU than AMD one. I prefer YouTube for streams too, because that's just where everyone is at this point. The Spectre 2 lore is so much better than the first. The first is all over the place. I knew that if I wanted to redo the Spectre 2 lore, but the Spectre lore in general, I knew for a fact I had to at least outline the entire goddamn thing. AMD CPU is really nice. I have an AMD CPU, but... ugh. The GPU. I hate the GPU so much, because I think I have a 7900. Yeah, I do. It did perform better than my 3080 Ti. I will give it that. But when it comes to streaming, this thing is not cutting it at all for streaming. It is not cutting it at all for streaming. It's good for games. Don't get me wrong. But I am struggling here. I miss my 3080 Ti. Oh my god. Because with Specter 1, I had a general idea what I wanted, but then there'd be moments where I'm like, oh, no, this sounds better. This sounds better. For Specter 2's lore, yeah, I knew not to repeat the same mistake. I mean, I've gone so far in advance. Like, there were so many things. I would love for different characters to be explored. Like, there's a spin-off game. Like, there's so many different game ideas I have. Spin-offs for characters, like a spin-off game for Samantha Clark, spin-off game for Haru, a spin-off game for Mason, spin-off game for Breland. There's so many ideas I could have, right? There's so many ideas I just have in the back. For in the case, if it ever happens, one of those game ideas, I might just slap it in. And also, the other thing I wanted to do was just kind of like my issue with the Spectre lore also is that I wanted to move away from having it all condensed, because I think so many characters in one story, even then with Perspective 2, even though I find it better, I still find it somewhat disappointing because some characters just get wasted. I'd rather have it, because with this game, it would be nice to get the lore in this. With this game in particular, this story would have very few characters. You would be able to tell it's the same universe, but they're not all just jammed into one story. That's the goal now. Especially since that's the one thing we want to keep consistent and periodic. God, this sucks trying to do all this. See, again, I don't know how it looks on stream because my second monitor is lagging very badly. My AMD GPU can barely keep up. So that's fun. Because I just can't wait. It's alright, so it looks good on fine stream. Alright, that's good to know. This makes me think. This hurts. Yeah. I still think I'm gonna get an NVIDIA GPU soon. I don't know. It's perfectly... This AMD GPU, otherwise, for recording, is completely fine. I have no issues with it. But streaming right now is so painful, because on my end, I am currently at 15 FPS, basically. On both of my monitors. It is struggling. But if you guys can see, if you guys aren't having that much of an issue, well, I'll deal with it. After all the really nitty and gritty details come off stream anyway. I have to stream in 1440p due to the fact of my monitor. It's an ultra wide, so I don't have a 1080. Yeah, I look on my second monitor and my chat is like 5 FPS, the YouTube chat. I can see your guys' name like appear for like a split second and then it finally pops up. So that's fun. Maybe I just have to overclock my GPU. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, I don't care because at the end of the day, I got a warranty in this GPU. If I really run into issues, I'm just gonna say my drivers ran into issues, get my full price back, and then just get an NVIDIA GPU. But I did recently upgrade my PC, so much better, but I still wish I did a little bit more research on this GPU for streaming wise. But the goal is also for me to stream every week on this game, so that you guys can see the progress instead of just hiding from the community what's going on. Because that kind of happened in Specter too. We kind of all went into hiding because it's like none of the scripters wanted to fix the bugs, and as a builder, I was taking a break. I'm like, I don't want to answer for Village. I'm not making that map, and I regret it because I wish, honestly, I wish I took over Village and just completed it, or I wish I made a map before Village released. That's my #1 regret. It's like with freeze tag, my first thing. If you were a tester for freeze tag, you would know that we... Oh my god, this part! Oh! See, that's perfectly fine. God, that is annoying. But a lot of people will... If you were a tester for freeze tag, you will know that we spent a long time with the testers figuring out how to improve the game, testing out the game, making sure it actually works and everything. We didn't announce the game for a long time. We just waited for a while. And so I would like to see that continue. And not to mention, it was an experiment with new developers completely too. So still funny to see that people wanted freeze tag lore. Yeah, the goal would be nice for every periodic games to have lore, but yeah, but I don't know how that kind of fits in the universe, but I'll just ignore it. Yeah, we're definitely the same thing's gonna happen with this game too. We're gonna have private testers when this game gets closer to release. We're gonna have private testers. We're gonna flesh out this game. I never want to have a repeat of Specter 2 again. It was an awful mess. Everything broke. Never again. Never again. Yeah, we'll advertise this game. So in a way, we kind of see this game as our flag. So with how periodic games is working right now, we have different groups and everything. I know I see people constantly say, "Well, stop working on other projects. You gotta work on just one project. You guys can't work on multiple." My guy, there's multiple developers. If you're telling me that a freeze tag developer should work on Specter, hey, big news. Those freeze tag guys, they don't know a single thing about Specter. They don't know how to work on the game. They'd be completely lost. It makes more sense for them to make a new game. They never worked on Specter. Ever. Ever. For them, it makes more sense to work on a new game. It doesn't make sense to put them on a game that they won't even have understanding. Because it's hard to put a new developer in a game that's already been made. Because trying to understand the code can be terrifying for a new developer. Especially if they just got added to the project. So that was kind of the hope with Aerophobes, because Oloris and Opali's got lazy. And the hope was, okay, hopefully Aerophobes can come and clean it up. That didn't work out. That's kind of when we realized, yeah, it's nice to have more developers, but it's also kind of needed if those developers work on the game. If we try to add a new developer in the process, they won't have a fun time working on the game. They're going to have a more difficult time. They're going to have a harder time understanding how the game works and everything. So we just avoid that mess. So before anyone says, well, you got developers, stop working on multiple projects, not every developer can work on the same game. Some developers are better in other areas. So there's that. And again, not every developer knows what's going on. You ask Oloris, the low polys, about freeze tag, they won't know a single answer. You ask me about silicon simulators, I don't know what's going on. I'm not a developer in that. All I know is the general idea and everything. We share the ideas, but if you're coming to me about a game-breaking bug in a game that I didn't work on, I'm sorry, I can't help you there. I can forward it to the other developers, sure. Well, there's nothing I can do. It's like, you tell Loris something about freeze tag. Okay. He won't understand. He won't understand. So, there's that. And we'll get testers for that. We'll open up more testers later on in the future for future games. But before the freeze tag update comes out, we're gonna have another big test, and then we're gonna actually advertise freeze tag this time, because we didn't advertise the release. Also, kind of sucked that the community was barely did anything. The server is kind of dead, the Discord one. Yeah, we require testers to be 13 plus, mostly because it makes it easier for us on our end. Because a lot of times there'll be like this, if we get people that are below 13, half the time they're like, fix this, when it's something that the game is, you know, actually supposed to work that way. It's a bit annoying. Just makes it easier on our end. We already have Xbox testers. Again, if we need more testers in the future, we'll open up the forums again for it. But speaking of the forums, I still gotta upload the Specter lore somewhere. Specter 2 lore. Yeah, we haven't dabbled in VR yet. If there's something I love the fact we got VR headsets to work on Specter VR. Only to never work on Specter VR. We tried for like, I think 2 or 3 days, and then we gave up. We don't know how to develop VR yet. So there's that. Yeah, Chiefy messed around with the Discord server, so the server's all around the place a little. Not to mention, Chiefy also kind of messed it up as we released freeze tag, because half of the people could not even see the announcement that the game released. So there's that too. I don't understand why we made the change for fan art. I was under the impression that fan art was for all periodic games. I didn't know that it's for anything now. I think it kind of makes it harder to moderate now, honestly. Yeah, exactly. Chiefy kind of messed up the roles. And so, that's another issue with freeze tag. Barely anyone knew the game came out too. I would say like half of the server could not even see the announcements, and people still don't even know. So there's that. I'm like, okay. But I'm kind of glad because we could take our time with the update now. Redid the how the game kind of we're adding power drops to freeze tag, so hopefully that makes it more enjoyable. Because one complaint we heard is a lot of people liked freeze tag. A lot of people say it's a good game, but the only issue is that it kind of felt repetitive, mostly because of the fact people wanted power-ups and abilities. And so with this next update, we're hoping that the power-ups changes the game. And with it, the power-ups should also hopefully combat hiding, because that's another issue freeze tag had, is a lot of people would go into hiding and the taggers would never find them. And maps do need hiding spots, But it also gets annoying when all the hiders just hide, like the runners. And it also discourages team play. So, there's that. We're hoping that this update changes how the game flows, because a lot of the time, people are hiding and everything. Yeah, I got stuck in the washing machine. I fixed it already, but... Which one? Did I not... They all look fine to me. I will kill you if you're messing with... What do you mean the recent one? Because if you mean the recent one, oh, wait a minute. Thank you. I thought this man was delusional for a second. Yeah, I guess spamming emotes next to the washing machine kind of got you stuck in it, so that was fun. They appreciate it, Chiefy. Oh, I hate doing these lines. Because once I finish all of this, guess what? The map will still look exactly the same. It'll just have better impact on performance. Oh, how much longer? I still got this entire section of the map. I'd say I'm probably like 30% done. There are so many damn lines. I wish I did the optimized lines way beforehand. I remember Low Polys was like, you should probably change it before. And I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. And then I started looking at it, and I'm like... I was like... Huh. I should have probably done these lines right away. So, there's that. Oopsie. Yeah, and not to mention, being the only builder on this game in particular for a whole city is not fun. So, I got a lot of work laid out for me here. It's fun, but there's some moments where I cry inside because it is not fun doing this. I think the worst part is gonna be the city, but if there's I'll show you guys very soon, but if there's one thing I can't wait, it's gonna be viewing the city afterwards. The Specter map I had most fun making. Let me see. I think Family Home. Because Family Home, it was so nice to revisit it, because it's a Specter Classic map. And it was so nice trying to renovate Family Home. Out of all Family Homes, I think Specter 2's Family Home is perfect. It's got the best building, in my opinion. It just got everything right, in my opinion. And it was just super nice, because when you compare the Spectre 1 and 2 home, the graphics-wise, it is a jump. It's a decent jump. It looks so much better. The layout is better, in my opinion. Overall, it was just improved on. No. No. Please say. No. No, 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 no. Oh, thank God. I thought I used the wrong white line part. I was gonna cry. I thought I was using the... Oh my God. Because if I were to remove... Oh, wait, no. It's this. If I were to remove this, this will show all the lines I've done so far. Yeah. This really gets painful trying to move around the map like that. Okay. Alright, good to know. I don't have to lose it completely. But this is what I'm talking about. I can't wait to be driving here. Just imagine seeing the end product here. It's gonna be so nice. Just driving on this road, and you just have this massive city. You got the lake around you and everything. I think it's gonna look really cool once finished. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's just all simple building blocks, but even with the simple building blocks, you could just tell this city is gonna be massive, and I can't wait. Neon lights, everything, it's gonna be great. Let me move over here. And then I love this spot too. Let me remove that. So this, oh my God, because this area is gonna be like a motel, and just looking at the city skyline here, it's gonna be very cool. It's gonna be very cool. I can't wait. I think once this map is completely done, it is gonna look beautiful. And one thing I wanted to avoid is a lot of Roblox games, when it comes to their city, is they tend to build these cities, but they're so open. That's my #1 issue. Whereas in this one, we have a mix. This entire area, we have the main city here. You're gonna have the suburbs here, little desert area here. You have open parts, but then you also have the really close quarter parts. Because my issue with a lot of these Roblox games that makes these cities usually, I feel like they're too wide, they're too big. I do wish that there was, because currently this map only has 1-lane roads on each side, so 1 lane here, 1 lane here. I wish some roads were 2 lanes, but overall our entire goal with this game is we don't want this. The city is massive, yes, but we don't want the city to be too massive, or else we start to run into performance issues. But we also want it to be compact and small, so it's more detailed. But we also have to remember performance-wise. So it's going to be hard to juggle between it to have a perfect mix of each. But I think once everyone sees how this turns out, I think this is going to be really amazing. I think it's going to turn out amazing. Like, I just can't wait to see it. Like, you have just water here and everything. You're gonna see the other side of the city. I just can't wait. I can't wait. There's so much stuff that I just can't wait to see. The motel, the entire skyline. I just can't wait. And then we also have this little area. Simple area, you know, nothing too crazy. I just can't wait. I can't wait. I also love this area. You're gonna meet a nice little character here at some point. But I can't wait. See, this is, I don't know where we do the apartment. Personally, I would love to have the apartment, like, what the? Oh, let's just have the shadows working. I would love to have the apartments, like, here, around here, so that you can view the other side, such as the water and whatever. It'd be nice. Because I don't know. It would be nice. But imagine me in the highest building, and this is your view right here. Like, this is your view right here. That would look awesome, in my opinion. You see the entire overview. It just looked really cool. So, I can't wait. There's just so much stuff. It's so fun being able to branch out building-wise. From going from a... Because all these Specter maps, they're all enclosed. They're all small. You know, Asylum, yes, Asylum is big, but the issue is that when you look in the distance, there's nothing, just the trees. That's it, and that occurs in every other map. Whereas in this, you know the entire map is playable. You know that it's just... You could be on one side of the map and still see the other. I just can't wait. I can't wait. You have the docks here. This is going to be the dock area. It's just going to look cool. If there's one thing I will say, we are I really... Because since this is an open world game, there'll be some sort of vehicle. I don't think we'll add any flying vehicles. Mostly because of how small the map is. I also just don't think it'll fit in this game. I think it'd just be better if everyone's grounded to the floor. Especially with the gameplay, which I won't discuss about gameplay yet, because we're still making adjustments to it, figuring out how we want this game to look. The only thing we know, it's a city, it's open world, and it's gonna be more PvP aspect. So there's that. We're not going in too in depth, not saying too much, just focusing on the basics. And so that's why I'm streaming the building, because you can see the building progress, but I won't be showing any gameplay, not for a while. We have some little gameplay part, but I don't want to give false hope, because there's a high chance that you could see something in this stream right now, and then 2 months in advance, let's say I stream again, and all of a sudden it's completely different. I don't want to give the false impression of how the game will be as of now, because it's a prototype stage. There's so much stuff that will change. That's a guarantee. It's like this map. It's all gray and everything, but it won't be gray in the future. I believe I still have to change these. Yeah. So I'm gonna end the stream once I do these lines, because I gotta do some other stuff. Also, another thing you'll most likely see in the future is you'll see me model some weapons. Oh my god, trying to navigate is so painful. But you'll very likely see me model in the future. Alright. Now here's a lazy step. Oh wow, it was really close actually. Wow. Alright. This is... It's nice knowing that this is gonna have a better impact on the game's performance. But it's so boring doing this. But anything for performance-wise, it would... the goal is for almost everyone to play this game. That's the end goal. Make it enjoyable for every device, hopefully. That's something we are focusing a lot in periodic games now. No, not one stud. I need 0.1. Oh, what the? Am I going crazy, or was it just... Huh? Alright. Okay, I'm not. I'm. Right. Roblox lighting does not want to work with me at all. I thought I somehow changed it or someone was messing with me. I am losing it right now. That's the same on that side. Yes, sir, it is. All right, Roblox. Can we not randomly just change the lighting for the fun of it, please? Thank you. I know a lot of people. A lot of people really want to see the Specter 2 story mode and everything. I just can't wait to see what people's reactions are gonna be, because there will be one character, only one, from that game returning to this game if it is done properly, and I just want to know what people's reactions are gonna be. There are so many things I can't wait for. Though it does suck. It does suck. If there's one thing I hate right now, is the fact that this game will not contain James Phoenix. He is the #1 villain in my opinion. There's so much I want to explore with him in particular. The public loves him, but once you know who he is, you don't love him anymore. Especially after what he did to my man Mason. He's not a good guy. And then there's Mr. Graves, which I also really like Mr. Graves, but comparing him to James Phoenix, I think James Phoenix is just better. Though Mr. Graves is terrifying for some people. But in the terms of story, most people will be afraid of James Phoenix, mostly because he's the one doing all the work. The one doing all the dirty work. Mason is just, oh well. He's got a tough time in life. I know a lot of Mason lovers were distraught hearing how the Specter 2 story ended for him. Let me just say, it gets worse for him. It gets so much worse for him. I wanted to make a character where everyone looked up towards and then just beat him to the ground. If you think the ending with Specter 2 was the lowest you can get, there's so much more that this man will suffer for. He is the punching bag of this universe, I will say. I'm very sorry to my Mason lovers, but he's the punching bag. And then there's also Breland. Breland's story I really want to continue. Originally, the Specter 2 story would have had her put in Trident prison, and then she would have been left behind. And then that would have been it. She would have existed, not been killed off, but not used at all. But I decided against it. I was like, I think personally, Breland should have, well, some more story, especially since I didn't want to end it right there, especially since in the way I wanted Breland to be kind of like, because in a way the Specter 2 story kind of made her a villain in the later half till you realize it's not her. But I still felt that if she just stayed in prison, that people would have been like, oh no, she's the villain, everything. I wanted her to pay some actions for whatever, but I decided against it. I'm like, I think it's better if she stays out of prison, is alive, is just in hiding, so that she can make it a comeback at some point. think so. Let's see how much is left now. Okay, so we got most of these lines on this side mostly. A lot of the city stuff we gotta do. Thank God I did the sidewalk stripes already. I can't wait. I still need to add some trees here. This is just gonna be like a little nature pathway. Oop. Alright, studio, please stop. Here we go. And I can't wait. I think this is this the tallest building in the game? Yeah, this is the tallest building in the game. So this is a hotel right here. That's the plan at least. I think it's gonna look really cool once finished. And then we have a complex here. This one you'll be able to, you can't enter the building, but you'll be able to enter this area and stuff. So you'll be able to fight some people here if you really want to. Shoot people that are driving around and everything. I can't wait. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I'll be back next week with another stream. So the goal is every week I'll stream, probably Monday, to continue progress and everything. So there we go. I'll see you guys in the next one.